Welcome to Kripalu Online Studio. My name is Bissonnette. I'll be guiding this half an hour practice, some breath work, some mindful movement to help that chitta, that mind, ground down a little bit in our day. So hello to everyone. And I'm going to go back onto my mat and find a seated shape as we just kind of come into stillness for this practice to get centered. Feel free if you just came from sitting at a desk, it is 12 noon. If you're here live, and if you're on the East Coast, it's 12 noon. So maybe you were in stillness. So maybe you just want to give a little shake to the body, any kind of little stretching or movement, and then find a place of stillness. We'll get centered. We'll do some gentle warm-ups and then just get some mindful movement going, a nice little flow. I have blocks. You can use them or a chair or a kitchen counter, books, anything that works. Maybe looking around, making sure you have a water. Devices off, curtains opened or closed, whatever brings joy to your heart. And then just finding some stillness. And then noticing, right? Just like a witness of how you are doing in this moment. Are there any tender spots or injuries that need a little extra TLC in your practice today? You're welcome to keep your eyes open, lowered, or closed for this deep inner inquiry. So checking in with the physical body, checking in with just the energy, right? How are the more subtle layers of you doing right now? No judging them or needing to change, just, I think, a sweet opportunity to just be with you. And then fine-tuning that noticing, that feeling to your breath. Just let the breath breathe right now. No changing it or deepening it. Just let the breath breathe. If you're not sure how it's going, if it's short or full, always an opportunity to place hands on the body that can aid in that awareness. Just taking a few inhales and exhales. And if the desire is rising up within you to deepen, go right ahead. Allowing softening with every exhale of places that might appreciate that. We're just going to stick today for our pranayama with a beautiful 3-part breath with our movement. So you're just invited to keep just a smooth, gentle rhythm. You can deepen it a little if you want throughout the mindful movement that we'll take. So I'm not going to direct any different pranayama today than really the sweetest one, the 3-part breath. So taking just a few more inhales and exhales, noticing whether with hands on body or hands down by the side, if you can feel that belly move on the inhale. And really allow it to completely soften on the exhale, no holding the belly. And as we take these inhales and exhales. Lastly, checking in on the mind. No need to change it, allowing the practice to do the work for you, right? We don't have to force it to settle down. So just noticing, is it very spinny in the moment? Is there a lot going on? Is it feeling kind of okay on the horizon, a little in the middle, right? Or is it feeling really grounded? No judging, just noticing. Let's take 3 more 3-part breaths in your own rhythm. And then if the nose is clear, taking an inhale through both nostrils. Exhale with a sigh. And then really mindfully making your way to a standing shape. If you're not standing already, each foot as it comes in contact with the earth. So finding a nice mountain pose, giving a little rock forward and back. And if it's comfortable for the ankles, side to side on the feet, keeping the knees soft, make sure they're not locked out. So forward and back and side to side, allowing a little warmth to the feet. Arms are just relaxed by the side body. And then finding whatever distance apart the feet are most comfortable and the knees are most comfortable. Engaging the legs a little bit, lengthening the spine so the crown of the head draws up to the sky. Take a nice deep breath and slowly raise the arms out to the side. And on the exhalation, whenever the arms kind of get to the top, allow the palms to come down the center line on the exhale. So you can go slower, my rhythm, or quicker, whatever brings joy to your heart. Inhale, bring the arms out to the side and up and overhead. Whenever the fingertips begin to kind of point towards each other, allowing palms down, right down the Sushumna. That's the center line of the energy channel in the body, the major nadi. Let's do 3 more. Inhale. Soften down the center. 2 more. Whenever you are complete, no rush, placing one hand over the other on the heart. Just sending some compassion to your own heart, to however your mind is in this moment, to all the layers of you. Take an inhale through the nose. Exhale with a sigh. Releasing the arms down by the side, and then mindfully walking towards the top of your mat. You can have blocks there if you like. I might or might not use them. I'm kind of, actually, I'm going to move one to the other edge. So I have one on each side. I'm kind of an all props all the time. That's how I roll, because you never know when it'll be fun to have some support. So finding the top of your mat, finding a nice mountain pose, take an inhale and root down, engage up through the legs. Feel the energy move up through the spine. As the palms touch overhead, bring that energy right down to prayer hands at the heart as you lean the weight into the right foot and you float the left foot back into a high lunge. Take a nice deep inhale, and on the exhale, twist open towards the right as the arms spread wide. Bringing the hands back to the heart as you rotate towards the long side of the mat, coming into Goddess. So back of the head is really stacked right over the spine. Pausing here, taking a few breaths. Keeping that sweet rhythm of the 3-part Dirga breath. And then rotating to the short end on the other side of the mat as you rotate the left toes, go to the front, left knee bends. Right leg is extended back. As you inhale, raise the arms up overhead this time. And exhale, twist open to the left with the arms spread wide at whatever height feels wonderful for the shoulders. Bring the hands back to the heart in prayer and come back to Goddess in the center. So we're going to flow this a few times. And I invite you to, once the rhythm happens in the body, start paying more attention to the more subtle layers, the breath, the mind, the heart, the energy, the emotions. So taking a nice deep breath, rotate towards the top of the mat into high lunge where you began. Right knee is bent in front, left leg extended back. Arms, mine are overhead. Bring yours where they just want to go, right? Make it your yoga. Take a nice deep inhale, get long. And exhale, twist open to the right. Arms can be at the heart or spread wide. We're in a high lunge with a twist. Bring the hands back to the heart as you rotate towards the long side of the mat into Goddess, hands in prayer. Take a breath. Exhale it out as you rotate to high lunge with the left foot in front. Soften that left knee, keep it stacked over the ankle. Right leg extended back onto the ball of the right foot as you inhale and raise the arms up. Exhale, open them into a twist to the left. So we're in high lunge with a twist. Nice deep inhale, hands to prayer. Back to Goddess, long side of the mat. Feel free to shimmy or shift. Back of the head, right in line with the sacrum. Let's do that one more time each side. Inhale, rotate towards the top of the mat where you began, right foot in front. Maybe the arms take a different shape as you inhale and lift the heart right in the center. And then exhale, twist open to the right. Check in with that sweet 3-part breath. Hands to prayer, Goddess in the center. Let the belly be soft, let the breath breathe. Rotate with the left toes in front in high lunge, left knee bends, right leg is extended back. Bring the arms up overhead or open wide, an open-hearted warrior. And when you're ready, bring the hands to the heart and twist open to the left. I lunge with a twist. Take a nice smooth inhale as you bring hands to the heart, coming back into Goddess. Then rotating to the top of the mat that you began and lowering that left knee down. So now we're in a low lunge, placing anything underneath your left knee if it needs some cushion, if you're on a hard surface. Hands can stay in prayer, or you can hold on to a block as you gently begin to sink forward. Hips down towards the earth, bending that right knee in the front. The right knee can bypass the ankle when we're in shapes on the ground. Left knee is down. And then when you're ready, begin to float the hips back and float them forward. Arms can float forward and back in the air, or you can use the blocks. Take a few moments to stretch the hips forward and back. Then the next time you are lunging forward, left hand on a block or the floor, and twist the right arm up to the sky. Checking in with that three-part breath that on the inhale, the belly can really be soft and move. Slowly lower that right arm down to the floor and gently begin to tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, coming into pyramid pose. So both legs are straight with soft knees. I'm using one block. Torso is at a nice tabletop height, back as if it's a table. So feet are like they're on railroad tracks. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale it out, fold forward farther if you like, if it feels good. And then slowly come back up and lower that left knee down to the earth. And then bring that right knee back to meet the left. Take an inhale, we're up on our shins and spread the hands wide. Just a little opposing movement of opening the front body. Continuously sensing and feeling and witnessing the beautiful three-part breath. And even just noticing the mind. How has it changed so far in your practice, if at all? And slowly bring the torso back up and step the right foot forward. Excuse me, left foot forward. It's my right, your left. And then we're in a knee down lunge now. Right knee is on the ground. Left foot is stepped forward as you gently begin to sink forward. Left knee can bypass left ankle if it would like to. And then gently begin floating the hips back. Hands can stay at the hips on blocks, or they can flow with the movement. Always making the yoga yours, right? To explore, to play. How does it feel? Is the breath, that three-part breath, linked with the movement? Would it appreciate a little more synchronicity? Maybe slowing the movement down. The next time you find yourself lunging forward, bringing the right hand to the earth or a block, stretching the left arm up to the sky. Keeping the beautiful rhythm of that three-part breath, nourishing your entire system, all of the systems, all of the layers of you. Slowly releasing that left hand down and tucking the right toes and raising the right knee, coming into pyramid pose. So both legs are straight with a soft knee. Hands can be wherever, on the floor, on your hips. I have one hand on a hip, one hand on a block. Torso at a flat tabletop to start. And offering just because you can doesn't mean you should. So just because you might enjoy folding forward, maybe today right here allows more expansion in the torso for the breath. Being in the exploration of your experience. Allowing the back body to stretch. If you would like to fold forward on the next exhalation, explore that. Folding to a place where the belly can move on the inhale. If you folded farther forward than a table height, come back to table height. begin to soften that front left knee, lower the right knee down to the earth, bring the lower left leg to meet the right, and come into child's pose. Whether knees are together or apart, take child's pose in a way that the belly can move with the inhale. We'll take 5 breaths here. I will count. With every exhalation, allowing, softening, shifting, reorganizing, letting the body have easefulness for adjusting to what messages the body might be telling you. And then gently making your way onto your backs, making the transition one little micro movement at a time, really feeling as each movement comes in contact with the earth, feeling that support and that connection. Stretching the legs out long, taking a few breaths, allowing your body to be heavy on the earth, releasing, relaxing. Let's take 3 Dirga 3-part breaths, allowing the full torso to feel the breath, the upper, mid, and lower lobe of lungs full with air. On an inhale, bring the left knee into the heart. The right leg can stay long, or that knee can bend and the foot can be placed on the earth. I'm keeping my leg long. Grabbing below the left knee, giving it a little hug, or underneath the hamstring, the back of the upper leg. And holding that there to the heart and taking a few 3-part breaths. Giving a slight compression to the ascending colon, goes up the right side of your torso. Just giving a little massage to the ascending side. Goes from the upper thigh up under the ribs on the right side. And slowly releasing. And then doing the opposite leg. And if you're doing the same as me or mirroring me, doesn't really matter. Just make sure you're getting both sides. So I'm doing one leg at a time. The right side is the side the colon goes up. The left side, it goes down. Doesn't matter which one you do first. It just matters that it gets a little compression, hugging that knee to the heart. Allowing that breath to breathe. Then releasing whatever leg you are on. And if the knees were not bent at all, bend both knees, feet flat, and bring them a little wider than the mat. If you're, depending on the leg length, maybe even wider. I'm 5'2", and my feet are just off the mat. Take a nice deep breath and raise the arms all the way up overhead. Allow the tops of the hands to come in contact with the floor. Over your head. And then gently begin to take an inhale. Let the knees dip to one side. And exhale, the knees dip to the other side. Back through center. Inhale, both knees point to one side. Full breath, belly expands. Exhale, maybe through the mouth as knees float to the other side. Inhale, knees to one side, and exhale, knees to the other side. Continue with this rhythm, adding hands in the opposite direction of the knees if you like. Inhale and exhale. With my rhythm or your own, inhale and exhale. Take a few more, tuning in to how all the layers of you feel, especially the mind. Take a few more. And then whenever the legs, knees are pointing to one side, just allow them to pause there and let the arms rest down by your side, palms down. So my legs, my knees are going to the left, doesn't matter which direction yours are, just allow them to pause. Taking 3 breaths here. When you feel complete, bringing the knees through center, feeling the lowest part of the spine, getting a little massage on the way through, allowing the knees to fall to the opposite side, and taking 3 full breaths here. Bringing the knees back to center, slowly rolling to one side. Take a breath there, and then make your way up to a seated shape. You'll only be here for a minute or two, so just finding whatever feels comfortable for a minute. And then placing the hands somewhere on the body, either on the heart, or one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Just take one final check-in of how all the layers of you are doing, especially the mind. Can you sense any shifts, any softening, any opening, reorganizing, settling? Never any judgment, just witnessing, just sensing. And then bringing your hands together in prayer at the heart. Thank you so much for taking this time for yourself in your day and being here together in this community. May you have a wonderful, spectacular rest of your day.